Wallace State was a dangerous opponent. They came in on a 3-game winning streak. They're kind of wearing the glass slipper, the Cinderella story that tends to happen in postseason play. And it's a little. Last time we were here, we were the underdog, and when the momentum gets on your side as an underdog, that can be a scary thing. They have a lot of shooters. I thought we did a great job in the first half of really closing out hard on shooters and not giving them good, clean looks from the perimeter, and that showed in their field goal percentage in the first half was 29%. They were 0 for 9 from 3. Being as good a three-point shooting team as they are, I felt like at some point they were going to hit some. I just was a little disappointed that our defensive letdown let them have easy threes rather than challenge threes. The other thing being, I thought we gave up too many layups in the second half. We were overextending a little bit too hungry on defense, and so that opened up some driving lanes for them, which I thought was the reason that they kind of got some momentum back. And once you lose momentum in sports, it's really difficult to swing it back, to swing the pendulum back your way. So after they cut into our lead, I can't remember, they got it to 4 or 2. I thought our guys did a good job of really not panicking, getting a couple of stops, making a couple of tough plays at the offensive end to get the momentum back our way. And then I thought they fatigue, the cumulative fatigue of they don't have a lot of players that they play. They played in the region tournament 4 games, 4 days, 3 games, 3 days, whatever it was, and then tonight, an intense game. I thought they got a little bit tired at the end, and that was in our advantage.
What did you think about how Davion played? It seemed like they didn't have an answer for him down low at all.
Davion, I said this on the radio, Davion's a very gifted athlete. He made some really big offensive plays tonight where, we've worked with him for 2 years on some of the moves and shooting jump shots every day. So what you see tonight is a culmination of a lot of work for him and the coaching staff. But that's been Davion's. That's kind of been his MO. Last year he played really big in the region tournament. Was kind of unstoppable there. He played really big in the region tournament this year. So for him to play well tonight was really no surprise to me, because he's a kid who's willing to compete, willing to take instruction, and he's a good guy. He's a good kid. So for good things to happen to him, that just shows the world is a just place sometimes.
You said you were an underdog the last time you were here. Explain the different roles this time and the different responsibility that comes with each. Being a favorite this time.
Yeah, last time there was such a buzz around Chipola and their record and Mario Little and what a great season they had, and so we were kind of in that underdog role. Not that our team was that bad, just that by default,
right.
We were in the underdog role. This year, I think I came in. I was happy to be here last time, being my first time, but felt like our team was good enough to win and advance. This time, this team is uniquely their own style, uniquely representing their families, themselves, our college, a completely different team. And I think my expectation level and their expectation level over what we've built in the last few years, I think maybe it's changed where it's not enough to just get here. We really do want to advance. We want to see what we can do against the best teams in the country and see if we can win this thing.
So what is a more comfortable role for you guys being? Did you like the underdog role more, or is it?
It's both. The underdog role is fun, but I always say if I have to choose between expectations and apathy, I'd rather choose expectations. Okay. And I encourage our guys to never back down from a challenge like that. When we were picked first in the conference, I told them up front, no team had been picked first in the conference and finished first in the conference since I came into the Jayhawks. So that's a huge challenge. That's a huge target on your back. But I said, why not us? Why not this year? Why don't we write a different ending to the story? And they were willing to take on that challenge. And several times throughout the year where we encountered obstacles. Davion missed a month in the season with a high ankle sprain. We had illness. We had times where we weren't playing well, and we had to go back to square one and reteach everything on defense right in the middle of conference play. And that's difficult. That's painful. And these guys, every one of them, said we want to do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, can you talk about what you tried to bring to the court tonight?
I try to bring energy, bring a happy feeling, like keep my players with a smile on their face, can't play with a frown. Gotta have fun on the court. You know, that's what they did. Like in the second half, we started off nagging at each other. That's how we lost our lead. We started talking to each other. We started building relations with each other. That's how we pushed the lead to 20.
Do I have to smile on the court, or do I just get a scowl?
No, you gotta smile too.
You guys took a late timeout there, and then right after that, that's when you guys really took the run that sank them. What were you telling your guys during that timeout?
Some of it was, hey, let's try this on offense, or let's make sure we're doing this on defense. But some of these guys know me by now. I'm going to challenge them at every turn to step up their game and absolutely be the best that they can be. I never promised them it would be fun. I only promised them it would be worth it. And so they've come to expect that from me. It's funny because at first they hated it, but now they always are saying, hey, thank you for challenging us. Thank you for expecting the best.
Coach, in the region championship, a lot of guard cutting in. They were really pressuring the inside, double teaming Davion and the big men on the inside. Tonight, a little bit different lineup, but you guys still step up. Do you feel like this team has that attitude of, even if what the record says, they feel like they're the underdog and they're playing like the underdog in every single game they play, and that no matter which team that you're facing, that you have the ability to switch from one offensive threat one night to the next?
I do think we have different guys that have the capability of putting up points on the board on different nights. Most consistently it's been Deverell, Irv, Kaheem. You can look at the stats and see who leads us in scoring and shots attempted and stuff like that. But Bryce had a 17-10 game in the region tournament. We've had other guys that have had big games and made big plays. You won't see a bigger momentum play than the tip dunk Trey had in the region tournament. So we do have other guys that are capable of making big plays. But part of being on a team is learning how to blend your talents with the talents of the people around you. And it's not always a perfect chemistry experiment, but these guys have been willing to try whatever we ask them to do to try to find the right formula.
Bryce, you seem to sort of spark your team defensively. What kind of things do you guys have to buckle down with against them?
The team tonight, coach stressed before the game. We had to stay up our line. They like to kick it to the wing first, to start their offense. So, I just went by the main defensive principles that they taught me in the past and just stayed up my line and denied my defender. And that's what caused me to have several steals tonight.